Hi, I'm Mrs. Crawford, and I'm here today to talk to you about the topic of why do we still study Julius Caesar even though the play is so old. Along the way, I'm going to have you determine what's the connection between these popular culture images and these news clippings, and you're going to answer questions in a Google form at the very end of the video. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you several popular culture images, and I'm going to ask you, what do these characters have in common with each other? Okay, on the top you see the image of Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort from the Harry Potter series, and below you see an image of Neo and friends from the Matrix series. So what do Neo and Harry have in common? Think about it, pause the video, make a note, and we're going to go on to maybe a little hint about what they do have in common. Have you ever heard this quote before? "The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings." Think it doesn't sound familiar? Well, maybe you'll recognize this brand new John Green novel. That's right, "The Fault in Our Stars" by John Green questions the information that's presented in the quote. See, in the quote, the character is saying that we have control of our destinies and it's our own fault when bad things happen to us. But in the book, "The Fault in Our Stars," John Green posits that no, it isn't always your fault when bad things happen. That sometimes bad things happen to good people. So what do Neo and Harry and "The Fault is in Our Stars" all have in common? Pause the video, jot down what you think, and be prepared to answer that question at the end of our video. Of course, I can't keep you in suspense. So let me show you one of the major questions that resonates in the play, one of the themes that shows up in the play that seems to echo across time and be a timeless question. So one reason that we study Julius Caesar is because of this question. We ask, does fate predict our destiny, or does our free will control our fate? Do we have a choice about what will happen to us, or is everything fated and pointless from the start? But popular culture isn't the only place that you can see relevance to Julius Caesar. You can also just look no farther than the news. Alright, so now here's two characters that we've seen in the news lately. On the right, you have Vladimir Putin, and he is the president of Russia. And on the left, you can see Mohamed Morsi, who used to be in control of Egypt. If you'd like, you can take a look. The left is actually a website, and you can look at what Al Monitor has to say about Morsi and the situation in Egypt if you don't know anything about it. But these two characters, these two people, they do have something in common. And it's not just foreign nationals that have this thing in common. Even our own president does. Take a look at this headline. Now, granted, this is a conservative blog, but if you take a look at the headline, "Absolute Power Corrupts Absolutely, the Barack, Julius Caesar, Lord Acton, Obama story," references to Julius Caesar are all over the place. Now, what do Morsi and Putin and Obama, at least according to this Joe the Plumber blog, have in common? So all three of those people, what do they have in common? Well, let's take a look at another theme that shows up quite a bit in Julius Caesar. That's right, the concept or idea of absolute power corrupting. That shows up all over the news as people that are considered dictators control the fate of their country. But it's not just in politics that you're going to see this idea of absolute power corrupting. See if you can recognize this quote. Here, Gretchen says, "Why should Caesar get to stomp around like a giant when the rest of us try not to get smushed under his big feet?" And she goes on to describe herself much like Brutus, saying that they should stab Caesar and free themselves from his tyranny. And it's not just in Mean Girls that we see the absolute power corrupting. How about in Pretty Little Liars? All right, our time's about up, so go ahead and answer the questions in this Google form.